AT&T is now blocking some devices that were purchased from AT&T on its own network. What's going on? Hi, I'm Andy with the Mobile Internet Resource Center. AT&T has changed its policy regarding installment plans for devices purchased from AT&T. Now, an installment plan is any time that you don't buy a device outright that you're buying directly from AT&T. So this could be you just pay for it over time, or maybe you get a discounted device, which is technically free or cheap, that you pay for with bill credits over time. That's also considered an installment agreement. Now, if you have one of these, what AT&T has done is they're implementing a policy that locks that device to the AT&T wireless account that is linked to the installment plan. And AT&T is not going to let you use that device on the AT&T network except on a plan that is associated with that wireless account. So for example, if you have a smartphone or a mobile hotspot device that's on an installment plan, you have to use that on the account that is linked to the installment plan. If, for example, you tried to use this mobile hotspot device with a third-party AT&T provider or an MVNO or some other account, say your spouse has a different AT&T account, you cannot do that, and AT&T will actively block it. Now, AT&T will come up with a error message on your smartphone, and it will tell you to go to an AT&T help article, and the help article explains about this new policy and that installment plan devices are now locked to that specific wireless account. And it gives you some options for what to do in certain situations. For example, if you've transferred the device to somebody else, you can transfer billing responsibility for the installment account to the other account that you want to use it on, and then the device will be locked to that account instead. Of course, you can always pay off the device, and once there is no money owed or no other obligation under the installment plan, then the device is free to be used anywhere on AT&T's network, just like an unlocked device. Now, the problem is that AT&T doesn't give you an easy tool to use to check to see if your device has an installment plan. This is particularly critical for people who buy devices secondhand on the used market because they could buy a device that was originally purchased on AT&T in order to use it on AT&T, and they'll want to make sure that that device does not have an installment plan attached, because if it does and it's sold to a third party and they try to use it, they're not going to be able to use it on AT&T's network because it'll be on a different account. Now, AT&T on its help article, which we have linked below, will tell you to use AT&T's device unlock system. And basically, this system is to unlock AT&T devices so that they can be used on other networks. But this system will also check to see if there's an installment plan on the device. For example, when we tested it out, we have this AT&T mobile hotspot device that was fully paid for, and we went through the unlock process, and it came up with a message that the device was either already unlocked or could not be unlocked, which is a bit confusing. Now, the device unlock process can take up to 24 hours, so it's not immediate. You have to go to the website, you have to fill out a form, you have to put in the IMEI number of the device, your name, phone number, email address, and then it can take up to 24 hours to get an answer. If you already have an AT&T account and the device is on that account, the answer can come very quickly and almost instantly. So we also tested on a phone that does have an installment plan, and it did come up with a message that said specifically that this device cannot be unlocked, that is subject to an installment plan. So if you were looking for a used device that was previously sold by AT&T and you want to purchase a used device secondhand, you will need to go through this system to check to make sure that that device does not have an existing installment plan on it. Because there are many devices out there, and this is one of the reasons why AT&T is making this move, where people buy devices on installment plans and then they sell the phone and then they just stop paying the installment plan and pocket the money. And then other users will use it on AT&T and they do not realize that there's an installment plan still active on that device. And so AT&T is taking this action to try to stop that particular type of fraud. But unfortunately, it creates problems for honest customers who are looking to get third-party used devices that were previously purchased on the AT&T network, and it puts a burden on them to have to check to make sure that their device does not have an unknown existing installment plan on it. And additionally, it creates problems for mobile internet users who, for instance, may have an AT&T hotspot device, but may have multiple types of AT&T plans on different providers. And if there's a installment plan for that hotspot, well, you're only going to be able to use it on the AT&T wireless account that's linked to that installment. So we hope that AT&T makes this whole process easier, or maybe even rescinds this new policy, and especially makes it easier for people to check to see if there are existing legacy installment obligations on a device, so they don't buy a used device and then find out that they can't use it after they've paid the money to buy a used product. So that concludes it for now. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.